Toughest fight so far?
Yeah, I mean, he come to fight. He's come on a lot, Nick Blackwell, since he boxed Murray and that. I mean, he only had 8 fights. But he come tonight to fight, and he very, very game. I think my jab worked well for me tonight. Body shots, I might have just neglected a little bit, but, you know, I think it's all part of learning. Them 12 rounds done me a good stead.
Was that the sort of fight you needed?
Yeah, I think, look, I had the 12 rounds against Price, come back and done the Australian and so, and I think them 12 rounds against Nick Blackwell now has moved me on that next level now for my next fight. And I think the next fight now, I think a bit more.
Which will be in February.
It's in February.
Him and George will fight again in February.
Frank, it's been a good year for Billy, hasn't it? You must be very pleased with
it. It has. I mean, when he's, you know, I think the first to start his career, I thought he had to really bed down a bit as far as being a pro was concerned, and he wasn't doing some of the things he should have done regarding dietary requirements and so forth. But and then he had the couple of problems with his hands, which he had the operations. But this year, I think it's been a great year for him. He's ended it well, and next year I think it's going to be much better for him. He's going to get stepped up next year, and we'll be looking for, you know, for bigger fights for him. But you've got to take your hat off to Blackwell. He come to fight. He got himself in excellent condition. It always takes 2 to make a really good fight, and I think the fans enjoyed it. And as far as, you know, Billy's concerned, those 12 rounds under his belt, and he can go back and watch the film footage of that, and he'll see, you know, what he has to work on and improve on, and he's capable of doing that. He's got a great trainer in Jimmy. They're a great team, and you know, from my point of view, I'm pleased with him. It's really been a good year for him, and he will go from strength to strength.
Were you surprised by one of the judges scoring it as close as 115, 114?
I think there's 2 ways you can look at the fight. If you're gonna judge it on the style of boxing and jab, if you're gonna cover it on someone trying to smother work and just try to win a fight by work rate, then you know what I mean. You can't just win a fight like that, work rate and this throwing. Because to be honest, I'm not even marked up. He didn't land no clean shots, a couple of body shots here and there, but I think all the clean stuff more or less come from me. So I think that was a bit harsh. Yeah, that 115.
I thought it was harsh.
Did those body shots hurt at any point?
No. I mean, I've worked in the gym. Obviously, I'm not Superman. If you get anybody caught with the right body shot, it's going to hurt, innit? I mean, but them body shots tonight. I mean, I've done my hard work. I could feel him, but there was none make me hurt. There was nothing what hurt me tonight, and there was nothing really going to stop me from taking this belt home.
But in the opening couple of rounds in particular, you looked in complete control. Were you then surprised for the fight to get higher?
No, I mean, I half expected him to come on strong. You know, from the 6th and the 7th, he was in there talking to me, saying, "Come on," and I knew it was a mind game, trying to get in my mind as well. But I think from the fight perspective, it was a very, very good fight for the fans, and I think that's what they needed. And I needed the 12 rounds.
Is an opponent wasting their time trying to get you into those mind games?
Yeah, I mean, I'm too. I've boxed all around the world. I've boxed the best, and you know, I think when people try to get in your mind, it's just because they're not having their own way. If they're in there talking to you, it's just because their work's not working. They want to get you into their little trap, and it didn't work tonight for him. But you know, fair play to him. He put a good performance in, but he just come up short.
Jimmy, were you pleased with the performance?
Oh yeah, well Frank said it all. Like his performance, the jabbing and moving. See, what a lot of people not mention is his fleet of foot. They were dancing around. I said to him, have a little dance. Don't stand there and trade. Use your feet. And that's when, you know, it was going to be a long fight. Halfway through the fight, we knew it was going to be a long fight. So I said, just use your feet, use your jab, and don't let him get set. But give credit to the other fella, Nick Blackwell. He was very fit, very strong, which made a good fight for everyone. You know, I'm very pleased with him. Very pleased with his progress. Very pleased with the way Frank and Dean Powell's brought him on. It's a good team. It's a team effort, and we're all doing our jobs right. It's good.
Frank, the middleweight division in the UK is kind of very rich, isn't it? You know, with Macklin and Barker, Murray. Obviously, Murray's fighting Martinez next year. All these guys have had world title fights. How long before do you think before Billy and to Jimmy this as well? How long before you think he's going to be ready to take on those guys?
Well, you're talking about the British guys.
Those.
Yeah, I don't think he's far off of that at all. I really don't. I mean,
4 fights away.
Not only as many as that. It depends. I mean, they're all different anyway. Out of all of them, I would think that Matthew Macklin's the toughest fight out of the 3 of them. Probably that one last, but the other 2, I wouldn't have any problem with Darren.
Couple more fights, I suppose, Frank.
No, if that, yeah.
Do you think there'd be a reluctance for them to fight Billy just because?
Well,
as a risk?
you know, you know, are they gonna win world titles? You know, in my opinion, I don't think so. I may be wrong. So if they don't win world titles, what are they going to do next? They're going to maybe fight for a British title or European, whatever it may be. So then they come, what they would think, coming down a level to fight. You know, but for Bill's the you know, he's the young buck. He's the guy who'll be looking to take over, and next year he's got to make it his year. He's had a really good year this year. You know, a couple of really good performances. Tough fight tonight, much tougher than I thought it was going to be quite honest. But you know, that's what the fight game is. You know, you've got to prepare for the unexpected, and he came through it, against a guy who I thought. I mean, you got to give praise to to Blackwell's team. I mean, he was in tremendous shape, the kid. I mean, he was in championship shape. Yeah. And you got to take your hat off to him for that. It wasn't intimidating, but it was a really, really. I thought it was an entertaining fight for the fans. I thought the fans tonight were the winners. They had a good night's boxing.